have this morning. Then any other list that will get to me after as soon as program comments will be able to recognize them. Starting with you this morning is Isaac Global, the MC for today. I also happen to be a civil society practitioner and also development expert. I consult also on proposal development and what guys you can think about when it comes to NGO work. Currently, I serve as the Director of Program and Planning for Compos, and I'm going to be serving you this morning as the MC for today. So thank you very much. And moving on quickly, we'll begin from my right, and then I'll just pass the mic. You just tell us your name, please, and the organization you present. Thank you very much. You're welcome, sir.
My name is Bob. I'm from the Lost State.
Yes, you can proceed.
Good morning, all. I'm Martins Asehamelaudi, representing Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities.
Good morning, all. I'm Grace Osakwe, of Girls Power Initiative, Jdpc.
Good morning, everybody. I'm calling Dr. Bakulu Guru, Director of Administration.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. My name is Onome Utuero. I represent Christian Utuero Foundation.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. I'm
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jdpc. I'm a member of the State Council of Nigeria of Journalists, representing Tribune correspondent in England.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mos Fifewa from National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Gokoro John, a member of Justice Development Peace Commission.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. I am Austin Odike, President, Catholic Men Organization, Diocese of Benin City.
Good morning, everybody. I am Usaini Okoro Ifunanya. I'm from the National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everyone. I am Lolo Emilia from the National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mrs. Dr. Monica. I'm representing Reverend Father Charles Olamide, Directors of One Physical Schools.
Good morning, everyone. Let me lead this to National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Otis Redding, National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nico Ojo from National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, all. I am Obvious Felix Obiozo from National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everyone. I am Omaru Bidege from National Human Rights Commission. Good morning, everyone. I am Temitowe Oshawaini, National Human Rights Commission.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anissa Andrew. I'm the student of University of Benin, Social Work Department. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jdpc. I'm a student of Benin.
Everyone, my name is Jdpc. I'm a student of social work.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Gregory, President of the Youth Organization of Nigeria as a supplier.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Minister from the University Department.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Martin Kuru. I'm from Benin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gladys.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Adi. I'm from Holy Cross. My name is Jdpc volunteer.
Good morning, Bob. My name is Anna Jdpc. I'm the communications manager for Justice Development and Peace Center. You're welcome.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Coach Sandra, Jdpc Benin.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Benedict Ongwelu. I am a student of Uniben and also the director of Jdpc. One for me now.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, good practice is my name. I am from Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Obode Brown is my name. The Executive Director of Society for Awareness and Communication.
Good morning, everyone. I'm from Safi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amone of Safi.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Christiana Yorubu, Secretary, CW Addresses of University.
I'm Dr. Mrs. Felicia Evase, CW of Addresses of the President. Thank you.
Good morning, all. My name is Wanje Anita. I am a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Good morning, everyone. My name is Amanda Quincy. I am a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Gomez. I'm a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sima Benson. I'm a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sanjay Marisha. I'm a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Daniel Garosa. I'm a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Osman Israel. I am a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wayne Josephine. I am a learner of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Isaiah Berkeley. I'm representing Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Good morning, everyone. My name is Okoli Victoria. I am a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Good morning, everyone. My name is Okubo Jacinta, and I am a student of Our Lady of Apostles Premier College. Thank you.
All right, so new persons came in while tradition was going on. So now we can introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kala James from National Human Information Research Office.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jdpc. I'm from New Zealand. I came to present an award on Women's Wisdom.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Jai, present from St. Teresa Catholic Church, Uwelu.
Alright. I round of applause for themselves once again. You know, at the beginning, I mentioned that we are going to just do the first rules because of time. And then I remember that today is International Human Rights Day. Alright, so I don't want to infringe on anyone's rights for self-identification. Alright, so we can secure that time to ensure everyone is well introduced. Alright, moving on next, I want to call Comrade Martin Saludu to help us with opening prayer, and then we'll proceed further. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We will rise for prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Father Lord, we thank you for making today a possibility. But we also ask for your grace to ensure that all we are going to talk here today, and we also ask for your enablement to make everything a possibility. Help us to execute all we are going to deliberate and make everything peaceful and adhere to our deliberations. This we ask in Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Alright, thank you very much, Comrade Martin Saludu. Moving on quickly. We want to identify some key personalities who are here with us this morning so we can elevate them to the higher tier. This is high tier, around the higher tier. Alright, so please do this very quickly. And can I get any of the ushers to join me here to assist in any way possible? Alright, first of the list this morning is a very seasoned human rights humanitarian worker. She's well known in Benin and across, who have done a very serious job in terms of humanitarian work. I remember sometimes we got a path cross when I actually begged on her to facilitate training for me, and she did excellently well. And ever since that time, we had some time in where we also have an encounter. She taught in one program of that at Margaret College during one of the events there. She's another person that Lady Grace was She's the co-founder, Guest Power Initiative. Please, I appreciate her this morning. She's also going to be having a session with us today when it comes to that. I know she will do justice to it. Alright. Second on the list is Sir Engineer Luke Gustas Oronsaye. Is he here? Alright. He's on the way. Chief Sonny Okomani, is he here? Alright. Princess Ekua in there. Okay, down the way. So I would just want to, in case you have anyone here, or else we'll go through this again when you are around. Mrs. Edward Tessie. Okay. Olumide Dosunu. Alright. Oh, he's here. Alright, please help me now. Help me appreciate him. Put your hands together. You're welcome, sir. He's the National Human Rights Commission Coordinator. You're welcome, sir. Mr. Moses Musa. Oh, welcome, sir. He came in the nick of time. You're welcome, sir. Alright. Francis Osita Jdpc. Okay. Dr. Tony Uwagie Ero. Oh, you're welcome, sir. Professor N.P. Okoli. Engineer Stephen Osai. Then last on my list, Barrister Mrs. Maria Edeko. She's on her way, all right, okay. The deputy speaker has already, okay, we are expecting her any moment from now. So moving on, quickly, we're going to be having a welcome address. Welcome address to give us we're going to take a welcome address this morning to give us why we are here. And there's no other person than our very, it's true, a student now. I'm even sure that he said he's a student. All right. Reverend Father Benedict is a very good friend of mine, partner, a development partner in Edo State. You're welcome, sir. Please, can you appreciate? He's our host. Please appreciate our host this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Members of the IT group. Friends of humanity. Members of the Human Rights Commission. Students of OLA Park. Members of CSOs here present. Good morning to you all. I am honored to welcome all of you to the 2023 Human Rights Day celebration organized by the Justice Development and Peace Center here in Benin. Today, we are gathered here with a sense of purpose and unity as we commemorate the universal principle of human rights, freedom, equality, and justice for all. Let me first appreciate and thank His Grace, Most Reverend Augustine Obero Akubeze, who continues to give all his support to the cause of humanity. I extend my moment's greeting also to our esteemed guests, representatives from various organizations, members of civil society, students, and volunteers who have joined us today. Your presence reflects your commitment to upholding the values of justice and peace and your dedication to the cause of human rights. The theme for this year's celebration, freedom, equality, and justice for all, resonates profoundly with the core principles of the Justice Development and Peace Center. It underscores our collective aspiration to create a society where every individual enjoys the fundamental freedoms enshrined in international human rights instruments, where equality is upheld and justice is accessible to all without discrimination or prejudice. In today's world, we are confronted with various challenges that threaten the realization of these ideals. Discrimination, social inequalities, systematic injustices, and human rights abuses persist in different forms and affect individuals and communities across the globe. However, it is during these challenging times that our commitment to human rights becomes even more critical. It is our duty to stand up against injustice, to advocate for equality, and to strive for a just society where the rights of every individual are protected. The Justice Development and Peace Center, through its unwavering dedication, has been at the forefront of promoting human rights, freedom, and justice in our region. Our work covers 7 local government areas of Peru South. Their tireless efforts in advocacy, legal aid services, and community empowerment have made a significant impact on the lives of many. We commend the Center for their commitment to building a society where the principles of freedom, equality, and justice are upheld. And dear friends, today's celebration provides us with an opportunity to reflect on the progress made in the field of human rights, but also to acknowledge the work that lies ahead. It is a moment for us to renew our commitment to the cause, to reaffirm our dedication to to the principles of freedom, equality, and justice, and to explore ways to address the persistent challenges that hinder the realization of human rights for all. Throughout this day, we will be privileged to listen to distinguished speakers who have dedicated their lives to promoting human rights and true justice. Their insights, experiences, and expertise will inspire us to take action and make a positive difference in our communities. I would also like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to all those who will be inducted today as patrons. Your singular acceptance is a proof of your commitment to standing for humanity. We also appreciate and thank the organizing committee for their exceptional efforts in planning and organizing this event. Your dedication and hard work have ensured that this celebration is meaningful and impactful. In conclusion, I urge each and every one of us to seize this opportunity to engage in constructive dialogue, to share ideas, and to foster collaboration that will contribute to the advancement of human rights, freedom, equality, and justice in our society. Let us not only celebrate this day, but let us also commit ourselves to the ongoing work of promoting human rights and creating a society where every individual can live with dignity and in harmony. Once again, I extend my warmest welcome to all of you. May this celebration serve as a catalyst for change, inspire us to strive for a society where freedom, equality, and justice prevail, and strengthen our collective resolve to protect and promote the rights of every individual. Thank you for listening.
All right, thank you so much, Father Benedict. And I think it's to be right if we welcome our most mighty, right? Now let's put our hands together for every Father Benedict so that I can bring him back to me. All right, also, while the speech was going on, another distinguished guest walked in. Please help me welcome all right, Princess Ekiwaine, you're welcome. Please put your hands together. Join them in the high table. All right, thank you so much. You know, I think it's good we know why we are here. We are here to commemorate the International Human Rights Day. We are here to commemorate the International Human Rights Day. And I think this year's occasion is a bit special because it's marks the 75th year anniversary since the declaration in 1948 in the UN Declaration of Human Rights. And I think it is worth celebrating. Though we are not there yet, but we are making progress. Am I right? Talk to me, am I right? We are making progress step by step. We will get there. All right, moving on next. On the agenda this morning, we're going to have some golden messages, and then we'll go into some other lists on the agenda this morning. We will not go through the other preferences here because most of them are not available yet. So go ahead with the golden message from the coordinator for the National Human Rights Commission. All right. So he's here with us this morning. Then is National Attention Agency here already? Okay. Please, can you come to the front, sir? There are seats here so that it will be easy for us to access you. What about FIDA Edo State? Are they here? FIDA Edo State. Okay. And so let's go ahead, sir. Please, can you put your hands together for?
The United Nations and the global community commemorates Human Rights Day on the 10th December yearly and embarks on activities around that date. As you may be aware, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly on 10th December 1948 and sets out for the first time fundamental human rights to be universally protected. This landmark document enshrines the inalienable rights that every human being is entitled to enjoy, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, national or social origin, birth, or other status. This year marks 5 years these bodies of principles have been in existence. This year's theme: freedom, equality, and justice for all. As we celebrate the 2023 International Human Rights Day, the National Human Rights Commission looks forward to strengthen relationships
Thank you so much, sir. That was interesting. All right, moving on next to the next open message. We want to hear from the National Orientation Agency. If you presented, sir, you just tell us your name and then you go ahead. Thank you, sir. This is one.
Good morning, everyone, especially the director of this organization. I am from National Orientation Agency. My name is Atta Philip Emema. I am representing my state director, who will not be here. As I said earlier, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting us. Anytime we receive your invitation, it shows two things to me. It shows that NOA is not out of sight and also out of mind. It also shows the value that you place on NOA. So we are happy that the synergy that you have already established is still continuing. Thank you very much. Come to the days of the day. Human rights, as we all know, as enshrined in the Constitution of 1999 as amended. It is very important that as human beings, we should give justice to ourselves as human beings. And so when we see any opportunity to dispense information to the public, we are always available to do that. And so for the choice that you have made for the title of the team for the program, which is number 16 of the Sustainable Millennium Goals, I think it's very, very appropriate. I want to thank you for everybody that is here. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. And without much ado, I want to receive a message from Congress, represented by Chief Dr. Comrade Bartholomew Okodo. Please hold the applause.
Thank you very much. Distinguished members of the IT, that is ready to present here. On behalf of President of the Jdpc, please Kaka, each all of you, I want to thank the Jdpc today for giving us to invite Congress this event as a customary with Jdpc. Celebrate National Human Rights Day annually. This is the last 4 years, we are well represented. I'm going to be invited to come to the consistency celebration of National Human Rights Day. The National Human Rights Day is what's celebrated because it draws attention to the issue of human rights, which are supposed to be naturally inherent in man. But if you look at the society where we live, especially from Nigeria context, we no longer have respect for human provide justice precisely, when you do this, sue for justice, to allow the common access to justice. It's very not that the issue of the judiciary is very expensive. But the common man used to say the judiciary is the last one. Now, the common man has more access because of the high cost of doing that. So, it's all, it's trying to do to see that no matter how I think it is, and no matter how good are access to justice, there's access to justice and the human rights. Because of the now, thank you. Invite us to this program. Thank you very much for this.
All right. Before we go on with the messages, we would like to invite to the high table Chief Daniel Obako Zua. Sorry, please permit me to fly with that pronunciation. Please can you put us together for Chief Daniel. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Next on our list for the good messages is Jonah Page. All right. He's represented by Comrade Martins. I would please put us together for him.
Thank you very much. And permit me for sitting. First of all, I have to thank the Jdpc for their recognition. And to also know that we, the disability, from disability community, we can contribute to state and national issues. And talking about rights, I have to inform everyone here that we have disability law here in Edo State. And we have to encourage everyone to help us promote their rights, since we are discussing human rights today. We thank you for the invite, and I promise you, whenever occasion demands, we are ready to partner. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, is there any representative characters here? Alright, so we'll just point ahead as soon as we come in, we'll recognize them. Before we go to the first lecture of the day, I want to just throw a teaser to us before we go on. Alright. As a registered voter in Nigeria, alright, we actually have the responsibility to vote and vote our choice. Okay? Now, in the case, I want to choose another question. Now, in the case when you vote and your vote does not count, is it a violation of the human right or not? Come on, now let's talk together. It is. Alright. So, let's also sit this down. In a case where money was given or permitting was given in the time of COVID-19 and it was not shared, it was hoarded, alright, for the poor persons in society, is it a violation of their rights or not? It is. So it means that human rights issues cut across our daily experiences and activities. And it means that human rights is what forms the foundation of any development, whether national development or state development, even family, in the family also, it forms the basis, the bedroom for development, and especially when it comes to democracy. Am I right? So this morning we're going to be looking at the first lecture and on human rights, which is going to be on pioneering a new generation for peace, justice, and strong institutions. And the English lecture this morning is no other person than our very reverend, the host of today. The host of the day, no other person than Reverend Father Benedict Ombelo. Please, can you put your hands together as he delivers his first lecture? Please keep clapping until he comes forward. There's no people here, so we will have to make do with him just reading his lecture speech.
Please, why are we starting on existing protocol? I want to beg ushers to please help us, lend us your pulpit so that the next lecturer will not have to hold the paper while they are making presentations. My work here is simply to speak to the team that we have chosen as a sub-team for International Human Rights Day. You know, there's a central team, and Jdpc Benin has chosen a sub-team to also go with the central team. Good morning, my dear friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to stand before you today to present on the topic, pioneering a new generation for peace, justice, and strong institutions, a vision for a society free of cultism, cybercrime, irregular migration, and drugs. In this presentation, I will try my best to explore the crucial role of Jdpc in creating a society that is free from these challenges. I want to especially welcome the Deputy Speaker for those that have assembly. Please put your hands together. The Deputy Speaker, please. I let the center space for you so that you will be there with us. Welcome, Your Excellency. Put your hands together for that. We will try as much as possible to draw insights, insightful quotations, and also I will speak to the situation as it presents to us. Understanding justice, development, and peace. Justice, development, and peace are interconnected. They are an interconnected element that forms the foundation of a humane and inclusive society. As Nelson Mandela once said, to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. It simply means that the freedom of others should be respected. This quote emphasizes the importance of justice as a means to ensure freedom and equality for all individuals. Sadly enough, it is not so in our society, is it? The answer is left for you to give. The impact of cultism, cybercrime, irregular migration, and cultism. I will begin with cultism. With its manipulative and harmful practices, poses a significant threat to societal well-being. True, in our society, youth of these days believe that growing up and becoming a member, or in their language, blending, means that they become important in society. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie wrote in her novel, Half of a Yellow Sun, and she says, the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete, in the sense that this quote highlights the danger of generalizations and the need to promote understanding and tolerance to combat the allure of cultism. To combat this, it needs everyone to be a voice, because cultism poses great danger in our society. Cybercrime. In the digital age, cybercrime has emerged as a global concern. As Bruce Scheller, a renowned cybersecurity expert, stated, the internet is no longer a web that we connect to. Instead, it's a computerized, networked, and interconnected world that we live in. Let me quickly say this as an aside. Yesterday, I was battling with hackers trying to hack my Facebook page, my WhatsApp page, the office email, and my personal email, all at the same time. They were sending the codes back to back. I said this meeting, they were sending each code, and I just showed them my status, hackers, make an arrest. And the thing stopped. Somebody called and said, are they trying to hack your phone? I said, no man can be trusted. On that man wrote, he reached you too, they are trying to hack me. I told the other person, don't trust anybody. The best thing I could do at that point in time was to switch off. Switch off my sense. Because you can mistakenly touch one code and everything is gone. In this space, banks, bank accounts, even investments are tied to just codes that we can easily click or links and everything is gone. So the quote of Bruce underscores the need for robust cybersecurity, where everyone will be conscious and our nation should put in place measures to combat cybersecurity. International corporations also should put in place measures so that their name and identity should not be used as means of committing crime. Many have lost a lot from this. In our local parlance, they say it is Yahoo Yahoo, where youths are now enrolled like a school into that situation, where parents now buy laptops for their children and hand them over to HK officers. And at the end of 6 months or 1 year, they do freedom as graduation. Yes, it is an eyesore in our society. My dear friends, from cybersecurity and cybercrime, it takes us to irregular migration. Why? When you check the internet, all you see is the beauty. Nobody tells you of what goes on abroad. The suffering, the pain. So because our people here see all these things happening abroad, what comes to mind? Migration. Which is a good thing. But the irregular process makes it dangerous. Irregular migration driven by various factors such as economic disparities, conflict, cyber crime, poses challenges for societies worldwide. Worcestershire, a British Somali poet, wrote, "No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark." No one leaves home except home is the mouth of a shark. Let me speak to this situation. In a country where they tell us the youths are leaders of tomorrow, and the youths that will be leaders of tomorrow are used as tools to destroy the tomorrow that we will lead, it becomes a great danger. And so it makes home a shark. When you give the youth machete to go and farm, it's supposed to be that they will farm to become good entrepreneurs. But these days you arm them with guns and bullets and tell them to return after use. Will they return it? My dear friends, irregular migration therefore poses great danger for all of us, because the home has become a shark where the government no longer consider the youth as leaders of tomorrow, but consider them as tools to take over their tomorrow. No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. This quote, my dear friends, sheds light on the desperate circumstance that faces individuals and all of us to embark on perilous journeys, highlighting the need for comprehensive migration policies that address the root cause of irregular migration. It also addresses the need for government to make youth-friendly policies that will encourage the youth to become leaders of tomorrow in a society where they will lead, not leaders of tomorrow in a society that has been battered. We have trainings for 200 youth for different skills. And when I was addressing them in one of the sessions I had with them, I said to them, if you become a politician tomorrow, how will you lead? Somebody among them shouted, "Now my turn to chop." I shook my head. That's the mentality of today. The next is drugs. My dear friends, the prevalence of drug abuse and addiction poses even challenges to society. Today in our world, drugs are becoming cheap for children to access. Call it different names which are not intended to advertise here. As Joanne Harry wrote in his book, Chasing the Scream, the first and last days of the war on drugs, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it is human connection. This quote emphasizes the importance of addressing the underlying social and emotional factor that contributes to drug addiction, focusing on rehabilitation, support, and community engagement. I will not fail in this regard to thank well-meaning multinational organizations and church organizations, particularly Caritas Nigeria, that made provision for psychosocial support to help rehabilitate returnees that have issues of drug abuse. My dear friends, our government should also make provisions to help children, to help youth overcome this scourge. Let me tell you something. I want to thank Her Excellency the Deputy Speaker, who championed the Street Children project in her short time in office as Commissioner. And in one of our encounters with her, she said we need to do more to combat the street children's scourge in Nigeria. I want to say that it looks like that project is sleeping since she left office. But here in Jdpc, we went to the streets to encounter children. I also want to thank Living Your Dreams Initiative, who also joined in that aspect. We encounter children who, as young as 7, as young as 10, they will tell you that they can fold. I don't intend to advertise these things. They can fold, they can draw, they can sniff, and nothing will happen. It has become a problem in our society. And we call on the government and well-meaning individuals to join hands to see that this scourge is wiped out of our society. The role of Justice Development and Peace Center. Justice Development and Peace Center play a pivotal role in creating a society free from cultism, cybercrime, regular migration, and drugs. These initiatives encompass the following: education and awareness. Education and awareness programs are crucial in combating these challenges, and Jdpc is in the forefront of bringing this to the limelight. Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani activist for female education, said, "One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen." If there is thorough awareness in the society, I believe that we will go a long way to pass the message of no to drugs, no to irregular migration, no to cybercrime, no to cultism. Collaborative efforts. Addressing these issues requires collaboration among governments, civil society organizations, and international bodies. As Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the United Nations, stated, more than ever before in human history, we share a common destiny. We can master it only if we face it together. This quote, my dear friends, underscores the importance of collective action. Collective action, because no one knows it all. We all need to come together. Collective action and cooperation in tackling these challenges. Holistic approach. As a church organization, Justice Development and Peace Center approaches these situations following different means and method. Means because we seek support from well-meaning individuals and organizations to be able to reach out. Method because we train our staff to prepare themselves to be able to face the situations as it comes in the field. Comprehensive approaches are needed to address the underlying causes and consequences of cultism, cybercrime, irregular migration, and drug abuse. As Pope Francis stated in his encyclical letter, Laudato Si, everything is connected. Concern for the environment thus needs to be joined to a sincere love for our fellow human beings and an unwavering commitment to resolving the problems of society. This emphasizes the interconnectedness of social, environmental, economic, and even government issues and the need for integrated solution. In conclusion, the vision of pioneering a generation for peace, justice, and strong institutions requires concerted efforts to address the challenges of cultism, cybercrime, irregular migration, and drugs. Through the tireless work of Justice, Development, and Peace Center, guided by the wisdom of insightful authors, directors, managers, and individuals, we can foster a society where justice, education, collaboration, and holistic approaches lead to a safer and inclusive future. As Margaret May once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Thank you for your attention.
That was a beautiful lecture. Thank you so much, Father Benedict. It was awesome. While the lecture was ongoing, a very important personality walked in. She was the former commissioner for gender, social development and gender issues. And she is currently the Deputy Speaker in the State House of Assembly. Alright, can we put our hands together to make welcome? And just please can we clap very well? Also, she'll be giving a goodwill message.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we have the chairman, so I can the chairman of this occasion, the priest in charge of Jdpc, Father my mother, our retired but not tired head of service, Edo State, a great woman, a woman of industry. I celebrate you today. I congratulate you again on your birthday. My sister, Grace Osakwe, she's been in this business for several years. Dignitaries here present, NGOs, representative of various organizations. I can see the chairperson of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Mrs. Violet Olumense Esquire, Congos, the former, you are the current? Current, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am delighted to be here. I'm here because I'm very intentional. I do the things that I think will be beneficial to my community. So it's not the bigness, the likeness of the group, but it's the significant what they have to bring to the table. Today we are talking about the theme for this year, International Human Rights Day, consolidating and sustaining human rights culture into the future. Human rights, it talks about the rights each and every one has because we are human beings. We are not animals. So these rights have been documented in international treaties, national laws, domestic laws. If you look at the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that was actually the foremost document. It was a policy to guide us. But today, the UDHR has become an enforceable law because it has been there for several years. And most countries of the world, their constitution, they are derived from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Consolidating on and sustaining human rights culture. So, it means human rights, preservation of human rights, the laws for protection of human rights, that they have become customary in nature. They have become something that we must obey. A law you cannot derogate from. Then what do we have in Africa, in Nigeria? Why is it that the vulnerable persons, women, children, persons with disability, why are they suffering? Why is it that the legislative arm to pass a law that have to do with this vulnerable group is a problem? Even when these laws are passed, implementation becomes a problem because the laws we are talking about, they are in the Bible, they are in all religious books, they are in Quran, and we tell people that they are Oyibo culture. They cannot be Oyibo culture because from the beginning of the world, these laws were made in our creation. So how have they become strange cultures? So our African laws, traditions, they are man-made laws. They were not made by any God. Because somebody, the lawgiver, makes law to protect his or her interests. I will want to talk quickly because there were 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. We are still in this season. And in actual fact, the theme for the International Human Rights Day, for the 16 days activism, is supposed to last for 1 year. By next year, we will have another theme, which means all stakeholders must act on this theme for the next 1 year. It's not 1 day celebration. Because that is where we get it from. We are consolidating and sustaining human rights. It means that this thing, the themes for the Human Rights Day and for the 16 days of activism must be propagated throughout this 1 year. And whether they are international treaties, whether they are our regional laws, whether they are national laws, whether they are state laws, we must consolidate them, bring them together to protect human lives. And today, even though we are not talking about drugs specifically, Father has made mention of that. Drug is destroying our community. Everything we are doing to we do not act. The church must stand up, because I'm planning to go and see His grace. The level of drug trafficking, I don't want to talk about drug abuse, because somebody is supplying the drug that our children are consuming. Even adults, parents, somebody sit down today, you are drinking 18 years, you are drinking 24 years, and 100 years drink. You buy one drink with about $500,000 and above, you are drinking it into this mouth and destroying your organs. And NDLA, we hear in the last few days that they shot at NDLA. But I have had quarrel with them. If you within your neighborhood, you can see they are selling drugs everywhere. Nobody is doing anything. And mothers, churches, religious institutions must rise up. We need to protest. Enough of sensitization. We have to protest against these institutions that have refused to do what is right. They are destroying our community. In the East, people no longer go home now. Because when you are going, you risk being kidnapped. When you destroy the life of children, they become vegetable. I am from academic background. As a 2016 or thereabout, when I was chairperson of FIDA, or 15, I organized 1 month program on drug trafficking and drug abuse, a tragedy for our community. Because as a lecturer, I already saw the tragedy. Once a child starts taking drugs, that child, the academic performance will drop. I already saw the tragedy. Parents are the last to know. I went around all nooks and crannies, churches, mosques. I went to Edo North. I went to the university. I went to government. But nobody did anything. Today, look at where we are. So carrying basin of agbo on their head. It's not agbo, it's cocaine and different things they are distributing. And I'm not trying to malign any religious group. When you see them, watch them. On Airport Road, any street, you will see almost 10, 20 people carrying basin on their head. And they dress and wear this their hijab. And we are quiet. When they pump drug into our community and destroy our country, these persons will become ready hand for terrorists. So we need to wake up. In your community, they are selling drugs. What do? Because the law enforcement agencies are not reliable, you are afraid that when you tell them, they will do something. But the landlords, everybody keep quiet. Your children sneak to go there to buy drugs. Once you have one troubled child in your family, things will fall apart. That family will know no peace. So, as a community, we need to wake up to our responsibility. And for gender-based violence, you are aware the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law. I worked on that document pro bono for Edo State. That it was passed in 2021. I worked in 4 a.m. Sometimes overnight in my study. Nobody pays me one call to prepare that law. I reviewed it, amended it for the use of the state. Today, the Edo State version of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law has been adjudged to be the best in the 36 states of the Federation. International organizations, they are advising other states, because what I did in that law was to bring both the legal institutions and the institutional framework together. Those people that will administer that law and other institutions. So, if you look at the 16 days activism, the theme for this year is saying invest. You should invest to prevent gender-based violence. It means even as Jdpc that the church has to invest in Jdpc. The lawyers there we were trained to take up their responsibility. Government, we have the Gender-Based Violence Center that has been commissioned. We should be able to direct people to go to that center because it's a one-stop shop. With all due respect, all the problems we are having in litigation on GBV is with investigation. The police, when people are violated, they go there. The police, most cases, they compromise the cases. And at the end of the day, they force the victim and their parents to collect money. And they tell you, I don't want to do case again. So there is so much noise about gender-based violence. But what is the success we have achieved in terms of punishing those people that offend the law? So all these laws have been made, institutions set up. What are we doing? We call for meeting. We talk and talk like we are talking here. After the talk, who is doing the work? So I'm very proud of Reverend Father Bernadette, my friend. You raised an issue. We had a stakeholders meeting where we talked about setting a roadmap for the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Issues. And my proposal was that we should have an institution. When you take children off the street, they have to be rehabilitated. Today, people think that the northerners are the people that are on Lagos Mission Road and all that. No. Majority of them are now our children. They are selling drugs. That's the hot spot. Many persons have been kidnapped there. Their bodies were never seen again. So, that is what happened. When you leave government, you are even available to help the people that take over from you, they think you want to interfere. And in order not to be accused of not wanting to move forward, you have to face your front. Because those people, in Edo State government, we have a work plan. We have 5-year strategic work plan, every ministry, and we have the 1-year work plan. What you are not able to complete this year, next year you are supposed to roll it over and continue from there. So there is no reason why there is system, the structure set up to check the issue of street children shouldn't be working very well. I will remind them again to do the needful. I know the committee has been constituted recently, and I spoke to them that if they are willing, they want us from the legislative arm to work with them for the political will to clear these children up. We are ready. So I'm just there waiting for them to come, and the legislative arm will join them. Once more, I hope I'm not giving a lecture. This is supposed to be a good message. I thank you all for listening to me. Happy International Human Rights Day. Good morning.
That's a well-deserved round of applause because as she was talking, you will see someone who is passionate about the subject matter and who have done much work in that regard. One more time, thank you very much, ma'am. And quickly, before we go on, the chairperson of the Federation of Female Lawyers in those states is with us, and we want to welcome her to the high table. Please can you let me put your hands together and welcome her to join. And then she will give us a little message later on. Alright? Okay, no problem. She says she wants to remain in the high table. I don't want to be in the high table. Alright, also the students from YWCA are available. Please can you welcome them, put your hands to welcome the students of YWCA. And quickly right now, because of time, we want to quickly inaugurate the matron, patrons and patrons of this particular month. So I will just really go ahead and welcome Reverend Father Benedict to go ahead with that. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, the Chairman, members of the title, all protocols duly observed. We are gathered here on behalf of His Grace, Most Reverend Augustine Obiora Ubeze, to celebrate Human Rights Day and acknowledge the importance of freedom, equality, and justice. I have the privilege to announce a significant development in our ongoing efforts to promote these principles. It is my honor to inaugurate the patrons who have graciously agreed to support the work of the Justice Development and Peace Center here in Benin. The Jdpc has been at the forefront of advocating for human rights, providing legal aid services and empowering communities to address social justices. Their work has made a tangible impact on the lives of many individuals and has been instrumental in promoting a just and equitable society. The patrons we are inaugurating today share the vision of the Jdpc and have demonstrated a deep commitment to the cause of human rights and social justice. These individuals have generously offered their support, resources, and expertise to further the mission of the Jdpc and contribute to the advancement of freedom, equality, justice in our society. I would like to take a moment to introduce and acknowledge our esteemed patrons. Sir Engineer Luke Osas Kodosai. His impact in society has been significant in the last few years. Chief Sonny Kumeni, a grassroots politician and a bulldozer. Princess Ekiwa Ime, a mother par excellence, a great contributor to Jdpc task and effort. Mrs. Egware Tessie, a woman whose voice continues to resound even in the community. Mr. Moses Amusa Musa Braimo, a man who is dogged in his zeal to help humanity. Pharmacist Osita Demili, who in his silence continues to impact many. Dr. Tony Wagie Ero, whose love for humanity knows no bound. Professor N.P. Okolie, whose intellectual capacity and humanism continues to play out. Engineer Stephen Osai, whose impact in his immediate environment continues to resound. And Barrister Mrs. Maria Ebeko, whose voice we just heard continues to resound from the seat of the Deputy Speaker and as an individual, an advocate for social justice, a lover for children in the street, and also a lover for all humanity. We express our deepest gratitude to these patrons for their unwavering support and their willingness to stand with us in our pursuit of a more just and equitable society. Their involvement will undoubtedly strengthen the Jdpc's capacity to effect positive change and empower marginalized communities. We believe that the collaboration between the Jdpc and our esteemed patrons will yield even greater impact and inspire others to join the cause. We encourage individuals, organizations, and institutions to follow their lead and support the work of the Jdpc in whatever capacity they can. In conclusion, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to our patrons for your commitment to the cause of human rights and social justice. I commend again the Archbishop and all supporters of Jdpc for their dedication and tireless efforts in championing these principles. May this inauguration mark the beginning of a new and fruitful partnership, one that will advance the cause of freedom, equality, and justice, and create lasting positive change in our society. Again, on behalf of His Grace, we inaugurate our patrons in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and pray that God will give you the wisdom to continue to lead in this capacity for the betterment of humanity. God bless you. Put your hands together. we want to specially do this presentation because it is long overdue. Your Excellency, on behalf of His Grace, Most Reverend Augustine Obiora Kamde, Most Reverend Obiora Obezi, we present this flag to you in recognition of your outstanding contribution to church, humanity, and the underprivileged. Together we stand united in pursuit of a better tomorrow. Courtesy, Justice, Development, and Peace Center. The Chairman, Civil Service Commission, retired but not tired. Happy birthday in arrears. On behalf of His Grace, we present this flag to you in recognition of your contribution, outstanding contribution to the church, humanity, and the underprivileged. Together we stand united in the pursuit of a better tomorrow. Courtesy, Justice, Development, Peace Center. When the name of this estate came up for the award, somebody said, go and look for her before she disappeared out of Nigeria. And immediately we sent people to go and wait for her. So we call on Mr. Moses Amusa. In recognition of your outstanding contribution to the church, humanity, and the privilege together, we stand united in the pursuit of a better tomorrow. We say thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Pharmacist Busita. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. You know what? Anthony Wanye Ero. In recognition of your outstanding contribution to the church, humanity, and underprivileged, together we stand united in the pursuit of a better tomorrow. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Please put your hands together.
All right. We want to say congratulations on these, and it is well deserved. The award is to say well done for the work done so far, and the call to more work. All right. Thank you very much. Please, OLA, please get ready for the role play. And quickly, I want us to announce that the restroom is just by this door, in case you want to ease yourself or make use of the facility. All right. Then, while we're doing that, I just want to inform us that in case you were here and you don't have a chance to introduce yourself, we just want to say welcome. You are appreciated, though you came late. All right, so you are welcome. So quickly, OLA, are you ready for us? All right, please come put your hands together for OLA. as they come give us their opening. Let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them.
Good morning, everyone. We, the learners of our Apostles Prayer College, Marola, are here to present a role play based on gender discrimination. Victoria McLeod, please, how are your children?
My children are very fine, thank you. My boys are in school, while my girl children are at home, busy with the house chores.
The female children are at home doing what? House chores. Anita, please, how are your children?
My children are very fine. My girls are at school and the boys are in the farm working.
The boys are in the farm working. In this present generation, in 2023, your boys are in the farm working. Please, quickly, how are your children?
As for me, all my children are at school presently.
Senior Jacinta, please, can you talk to us about this thing that is going on? Because I don't understand why some children are in school and some are not in school.
Well, in the olden days, girls were usually discriminated. They do not go to school. They stay at home doing house chores, cleaning house, preparing food, taking care of the children, while the boys go to school to learn. But it's not meant to be so. For example, in the books of Class Citizen, the protagonist Ada was discriminated against. She always stayed at home doing work and she never went to school.
But now in the modern days, both male and female children are supposed to be given the opportunity to go to school. So please, dear parents and friends, if you know anybody that refuses to allow both their children go to school, please, in union with the Jdpc and every other human rights association here, please let us work together to fight for the rights of these children, irrespective of their gender or age. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Owen. That was beautiful. And I think it's a message of every one of us to take back. In case your neighbor's children are not going to school, you should be concerned about it. Am I right? You should be concerned about it. Don't say, it's not my children, it's not my business, okay? And there was a story I encountered that if we keep ignoring, that is not for me or it doesn't concern me, there's a way it comes back to you and then it affects you. Alright? Because those who are not going to school today can be easily recruited into cultism, and they can even, in the long run, be the one that will lead people to your own house and say, this man has money, let's go and rob them. Alright, so that's why it's important that we must be able to support in any way we can to ensure the right things are done. Alright, thank you once again, Ole. The message is loud and clear. Alright, I think we're ready for the next lecture. And it's going to be the next 15 minutes. Please will grab your pen and go back to Ryan because she's an encyclopedia when it comes to issues like this. Alright, please join your hands to welcome Lady Grace Osakwe as she gives us a lecture on peer pressure, preventing drug abuse among vulnerable population. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good
I'm speaking on peer pressure, preventing substance abuse among vulnerable population. Permit me, I was told to speak on drug abuse, but I changed it to substance abuse because drugs, yes. Then when we talk about substance abuse, drug abuse is within substance abuse. And when we look at our environment, what is going on is more than drug abuse. When you see people sniffing things that have nothing to do with drugs, but everyday substances in the environment used for other things, you can't capture that as drug abuse. So we have practices that go beyond drugs that make you to change. So the NLA website has this statement. Today, there is an alarming drug problem in Nigeria. Demand has soared for substances which are posing significant public health challenges. Many have been booked and cannot speak out. They also put a toll-free line here, 0800-1020-3040, in case anybody wants to reach them. The NDLA is the national agency handling issues of drugs in Nigeria. They are having this on their website. It clearly tells us of the high rate of prevalence, and earlier speakers mentioned the fact that we are in a crisis situation when it comes to the issues of substance abuse in Nigeria. Substance abuse reduces the dignity that we are born with. And this quote from NDLA is a clarion call for intervention, which Jdpc has risen to. So I appeal that beyond today, every one of us in our little corners would become more alert and do something about substance abuse within our family, within the neighborhood, within our towns, communities, wherever we are, we work with that. In order to be alert and to address it, you have to then say, okay, what exactly is it? I'll start with peer pressure so that we'll be on the same page. So it's not, I don't assume and you don't assume. When I'm talking about peer pressure within this presentation, I'm talking about the influence that individuals in the same age group or social circle can have on one another's behavior. So it's not just about adolescents. It's not also only about age. You may be 60, and then you have peers within your circle who are 30. Something has joined you together. And for as long as we are joined together, we can influence each other's behavior. So it can be, peer pressure can be both positive and negative, depending on the nature of the influence. Positive peer pressure encourages individuals to engage in constructive and beneficial behaviors, while negative peer pressure pushes individuals towards actions that may have harmful consequences, as in substance abuse in this case. And drug abuse refers specifically to the misuse or inappropriate use of drugs, including both legal and illegal substances. It involves using a drug in a manner or for a purpose other than its intended medical use. So, you went to the hospital and you were given Panadol because you had a headache. And then 3 weeks later you have stomach pain. you refuse to go to hospital, you start taking, you go and buy and you start taking Panadol. That is drug abuse. It can include taking higher doses than prescribed. It can include using someone else's prescription. That was what Grace was given. And what I'm experiencing is similar to what Grace experienced. You go and buy the drug and you start taking it. That is drug abuse. Or using drug recreationally. It's not about pain, it's about this is what is being done now, and you start to do it. Drug abuse often implies a pattern of behavior that interferes with an individual's daily life, interferes with relationships, with work, or overall well-being. So at the time when taking that drug, whether it's prescribed or not, starts to interfere with your daily life, then you know you're already abusing it. Whereas substance abuse, as I use it here, is a broader term that encompasses the misuse or inappropriate use of a wide range of substances, not just drugs. Those that are sniffing gum is not drug now, but that is substance that is being abused. It includes the misuse of legal substances such as alcohol or prescription medications, as well as the use of illegal drugs. Substance, when we talk about illegal drugs here, we are talking about the hard drugs. Like Father said earlier, you know about advertising or popularizing these things, but at least we should also know what they are. Substance abuse implies the harmful or hazardous use of substances that can lead to negative consequences for an individual's health, well-being, or social function. So we are looking at peer pressure within the context of substance abuse and thinking, how does it contribute to it, and how can it be made not to contribute to it. But before then, my paper specifically talked about vulnerable populations. Who are the populations vulnerable to substance abuse? Generally, everybody assumes the adolescents, the children, are the people vulnerable. But when you look at our environment, you will see it's not only about children. Like I stated earlier, when we talk about peers, we are looking at people of same age group, and we are looking at people within the same circle. So vulnerable population when it comes to the issue of substance abuse are people who can be influenced by various factors, and it can affect individuals across different populations. While it's essential to recognize that vulnerability is multifaceted and can vary among individuals, certain populations may be at a higher risk. So these populations that are at a higher risk are the populations we are talking about. Some of these vulnerable populations include adolescents. So it's not limited to adolescents. Adolescents and young people. But they are very important. The reason being that whatever you see the elderly people in your environment doing, the habits they have, oftentimes they were cultivated when they were adolescents and young. So what you do during your adolescence, or up to when you are age 23, where the definition of young person's end is very important. So adolescents and young when you are traumatized by that experience, you may resort to taking drugs to cope. And before you know it, you will become hooked. Sex workers are a vulnerable population because as a result of desiring to make enough from that their means of livelihood, they have to have sex with several partners in different ways, very difficult ways, that then traumatizes them. And which is why, like, organizations that work with returnees, they cannot succeed if they do not put into consideration the nature of trauma that some persons may have experienced before they were returned home. So persons who have been previously traumatized are vulnerable to drug abuse or substance abuse. People with mental health challenges are vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. In order to cope, many of them will go into abusing substances. And we are in a society that has stigmatized every person with mental health disorder as a possible previous abuser of a substance. In order for us to hide from our responsibility towards their rehabilitation, their seeing that they become well and are properly rehabilitated back to society, we blame them. We blame them and say, oh, he went mad because he was abusing a substance. And that gives us the escape route to forget about them. Very unhealthy, very wicked societal attitude. People with a history of substance abuse are also vulnerable because the temptation to go back. So many persons break out, they go back and forth. Which is the reason why we tell young children, don't try it. You never can tell whether you get hooked or not. People experiencing socio-economic disparities are also vulnerable, which is why I was talking somewhere yesterday and I talked about economic downturn. I couldn't say depression because Nigeria has not said that there is any depression going on. But people experiencing what we are presently experiencing as everyday life are vulnerable. So we have to be very careful. Don't be looking out there. Look within yourself, look within your family, because everyday hardship makes you vulnerable to trying out and getting hooked on drugs. Homeless persons are highly vulnerable. Incarcerated individuals, people in correctional centers that are actually not yet correctional centers. In a correctional center, you may not be vulnerable. But when you are in a punishment center, you become vulnerable. Militants and military veterans are also very highly vulnerable. People with chronic pain, the pain, you want to get out of the pain, so you take something, and before you know it, you are abusing that thing. People with genetic disposition towards substance abuse, you look at your family, history. People in the LGBTQ community, lesbians, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, in short, the list is going long and long. Questioning, intersex, asexual, long and long. These persons, as a result of being isolated, they are isolating themselves. Look, taking up issues where there are no issues, developing mindsets that they have to cope with, are also highly vulnerable. So if you look around you, everyone is involved. Let us be very alert. So these are populations that are vulnerable. We are looking at how we can prevent substance abuse bear it. They have to they have to be linked, and they have to be repetitive. They have to come from every side, so there is no contradiction. You cannot look at a film that says, say no to drug abuse, and then the very next film that is following it is showing you a community leader who is taking drugs, and there is no frowning. In short, it's being shown in that film as a hero. So that is a contradiction. There should be no contradictions in our message. So the very first strategy to address the problem, to prevent peer pressure leading to substance abuse, is prevention programs, education and awareness programs that include education on the risk and consequences of substance abuse. If you don't, you become vulnerable if you do not have sufficient information to be able to take informed decisions. We heard Father Benedict talking earlier about autism, people blending because they want, they want to belong, and because that is assumed as the way towards making it. So if you assume that your leadership will be questioned if you do not seem to belong, and belonging means taking drugs or abusing other substances, for instance, you become vulnerable to making the wrong decision there. So there has to be proper education for all of us, and I'm glad that Noah is here. They have to meet up with their responsibility towards giving us information that will enable us to recognize drugs from the sleep, as well as be able to say no to taking them. There should be initiatives that are also peer-led. The groups that are vulnerable must be involved in the programming to address it, so that it is not an outsider speaking to them. If an outsider speaks, that should be at the beginning. When they have the information, then they should be able to speak to themselves. So it has to be peer-led. Programming has to be peer-led. So we are able to look at ourselves face to face and know that, yes, I am vulnerable, you are vulnerable, this is what we should do. It's not an outsider talking. Like when we went through the vulnerable list just now, so I am very, very certain that 90% of us struggling with our daily lives and our budgets will fall within that category. So don't look out there in order to be able to cope. Every sincere Nigerian who is not a thief presently is thinking of how to cope with their daily lives. Building resilience. Resilience building is a way out. There has to be deliberate effort to help individuals develop coping skills, develop self-esteem, sense of empowerment, so that they become less vulnerable. It is very essential. This is not a time for isolating yourself to be an island. When you sense there is a problem, you have to ask others, how are they coping? But you must also have the information to be able to sieve out for yourself. You must have the values to be able to know what you should do in that direction. Which leads us to mentorship programs. We have to have mentorship programs for these vulnerable groups so that they are able to see models. Who are the models that we are seeing? Who are the models that our youth are seeing? Who are the models that these vulnerable populations are seeing, that they have to fashion their lives out after, that would also enable them to say no to substance abuse? There has to be deliberate effort by the government, the society, There has to be community engagement. It's about us. It's not about outsiders. It's not what you come from outside to do. It's something that has to be done within. So if the outsider comes, the outsider is going to lead at the beginning and get the community involved so they take it on, because community is linked. We are linked to each other. Depending on the communities we are talking about, to be a community of NGOs, to be community in terms of geographical location, we have to be involved and look after each other. So community engagement is a strategy that helps. And if it's specifically, if it is communities in terms of geographical location, there has to be involvement of everyone, town hall meetings, everybody should be talking about it. And there has to, so that everybody has a sense of shared responsibility. And now we heard that the parent is the last person to know. Yes, when it's adolescent. If nobody comes to tell the parent may eventually not know. The parent doesn't know the signs. So the community, that's why community involvement is essential. So that there is somebody that is able to share information that can lead to help reaching the person who is already into the abuse of those substances. We also have to ensure that treatment and rehabilitation are accessible. For instance, where do you go for treatment when you're already abusing substances? We are privileged in this state to have a federal hospital located here. It's not every state that has a hospital we have in the city. Not every state. You don't have to. Do you know what it is to bring a patient to Selu from Kogi State, for example? Where are you going to stay? Are you going to now stay in a hotel because you have the patient there? Or are you going to be sleeping anywhere around? How are you going to feed? There are so many issues when you have to take a patient to a hospital that is outside your environment. So we are privileged to have a tertiary institution in our state, federal tertiary hospital, that can help to address this problem when it starts ending. And then we have NDLEA. NDLEA has office here in Edo State, in Benin City. They have an arm. That arm is all about reduction of consumption. So they are also into rehabilitation. And there are non-governmental organizations. Then we also have the state health institutions. So, but treatment has to be accessible. I just mentioned some factors that will make accessibility. The accessibility, one is distance. Another factor of accessibility is cost. It's cost. A lot of people turn the other way because they say, where can we find the money? Well, it is cheaper to address someone who has substance abuse challenges when it is discovered early. When it is discovered early, it's very key and it's easier to address than when the person is free. And there's the issue, another accessibility to is the issue of what will people say, the issue of stigma. A lot of people remain in the closet because of that. They think they will be judged, they think they will be seen, they think they will be stigmatized. So they stay in their corner until it is too late. We also have family involvement. That is very key. If we are to address the issue of substance abuse and strengthen our resolve as peers not to be affected, then the family has to be involved. What are our family values? Are you from a family that doesn't care? Are you from a family that cares? government in helping us to heal, assuming it happens. The family has to be involved. And when you see a mentally unhealthy person on the streets who is now going naked, there is a saying that they have family, but you will not know until something happens. When you do anything to that person you think has no owner, you will discover that, oh, the person is from this place. So family must be involved. We shouldn't look the other way when we have sick persons among us. Messages have to also be tailored to reach whoever it is designed for. We have to have school-based programs. I'm very glad that we have students in our midst here. We need school-based programs because adolescents are vulnerable and they should be able to have the right information to make the right decisions in order not to end up abusers of substances. Support has to be ongoing. It's not once and for all. That was why I said earlier, people are going and come out. That's why it is called getting hooked. So support has to be ongoing. Counseling has to be accessible. More NGOs should work within this environment. And of course, government it's government who is supposed to promote right to health. It is government that is supposed to protect our right to health. The NGO is doing everything there. NGO is only filling the gap on behalf of government, and government must wake up one day to do the needful. When we talk about today's Human Rights Day, it's not only about the declaration in 1948. It's also about the declarations, the socio-economic and political rights that were declared years after in the 60s. They are all part of our rights. So one of our rights is the right to health. And when we are living with substance abuse, that right has been compromised. We are not able to live life meaningfully as we should. Lastly, which is related to that, is the issue of policy advocacy. There has to be advocacy for policies that address social determinants of vulnerability, such as poverty. Poverty is one of the determinants of vulnerability, like I mentioned earlier. Lack of education. We must have policies, and we must not just even going beyond policy. We have a constitution, for instance, that recognizes our right to education. But unfortunately, it's not yet a justiciable right. It's a right that government is willing to provide when they have the resources, when they are comfortable. And when would they ever agree that they are comfortable? So, there is need for policy advocacy and beyond policy advocacy, like the Deputy Speaker said earlier, implementation of those policies. And that is where the NGOs come in. They are supposed to be watchdogs, pointing out where there are gaps and getting government to sit up, to do the needful in that area. Discrimination also is something that has to be addressed. So policy changes can contribute to creating environments that support healthier choices by one and all. By combining these strategies, communities and organizations can develop comprehensive prevention programs that effectively address substance abuse within vulnerable populations. Yes, government will do it, but in the interim, before government ever does it, wakes up to know that they are supposed to and do it. We cannot just wait like that. We have to be doing something. And that is where these communities and organizations' actions come in. So, whatever we are doing should take into cognizance the influence of peer society that previously used to prevent questioning, and that held us back for a long time. Questioning was seen as rudeness, but thankfully, this generation is also doing it this way. That is one way of being able to make every choice. That you are questioning means that you have a different opinion about it. And like I would always tell the elderly people among us, you have to be able to also express yourself so that at the end of the day, the person with the superior argument wins. And it's not always the same person all the time. So self-esteem, communication, informs decision making is key. You and I owe our society the responsibility of doing all that we can in our little spaces to address this problem, which NDLA has been fortunate enough to declare alarming. A state which we can individually confirm from what we see in our families, our neighborhoods, our towns, and our nation. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, Lady Grace Sabri. That was a beautiful lecture. Those of us who may have questions, contributions, please put them down. We'll be calling on you to share your questions. Maybe also to regards the first session by Reverend Father Benedict, or the last session I just held, so we can be able to attend to it. All right. Meanwhile, I want to really just appreciate the presence of Reverend Father Mike Oyanofo. I'm correct. He's the Chancellor, Catholic Archdiocese of Benin. You're welcome, sir. Reverend Father. Thank you so much. And also in that midst, that's him also, the lecture was going on, is Reverend Musa Bello. He's the Executive Secretary, ECWA, Edo Delta District Church Council. Thank you so much. We appreciate your presence here. All right, are there any questions to the lecture that have just been conducted? Do you have questions? All right, if there are no questions, we will want to ask that Unibet please get ready to show the government and ready for your play. All right, please quickly get ready for the role play so that we can be able to forge ahead. Then also for the Jdpc slide presentation, also get ready so we can get over here in no time. All right, then the FIDA state president is she here now for our Google message. Oh, she stepped out. All right. So while we want to wait for her to come to give us her Google message, we want to ask that we go ahead with the presentation. Are you ready for the presentation? Are we ready with the presentation? Okay, the figure present is here now. For your state, please can you put your hands together for her? Just come over, just come over the hand, just to touch it. Alright, please keep clapping, keep clapping. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My mama and my father, the great chiefs and everyone at the IT. My dear brother, the human rights, everyone here. So sorry for my inability to really concentrate on this program. You know, like on his lies the head that bears the ground. And I was talking about GPP, the knowledge is there, so the reporting is also is so much now. So I hardly have time to stay in one place. Even though members are there, so want the chairperson to intervene because what we do it waste time. And God has been helping us usually get results. So, our office always. Yes, I want to thank you for Jdpc for inviting us to this valuable program. I didn't know it was going to be this huge. I think it was one of those meetings we hold in one of those offices upstairs. But I'm here. So, and I'm grateful that you us part of this occasion. Jdpc, I've known about what they do for a very long time. I've been a follower and an addict lover for what Jdpc does. And I'm also aware of Jdpc roaming. Fidelis is such a great man. Yes, we are also in tune with some of the matters that he brings to me that to help handle and to support. I think the thing for this is justice, equity, and justice for all. I want to relate to what that does. We believe in justice, equality, and equity. So when we see the matter, when the matter is brought to us, when the matter is brought to us, irrespective of who brought it, even though FIDA is an organization that supports, protects, and preserves the rights of indigent women and children, you just don't leave it to indigent women and children alone. Anyone, lawyers come to us, doctors come to us for help, because they know that when they come, they get quick justice and quick attendance. So we get complaints from complainants from our client, but we usually do one thing. We believe in fairness, fair hearing. That constitutional right, don't take it away from anybody. No matter who brought the matter, we believe in fair hearing. When the other person can we hear from the other side, and most times you find that when this domestic violence, so people think the domestic violence is just particular to them alone. They will come, I want you to do the man, bury the man, in fact, finish him, collect all his properties and all. And then sometimes you find out that the woman is the one that was at fault. Because we've seen the situation where the man wanting us to believe we have to remove the shirt and we see that marks all over his body. You see the man complain, she's the one that has been beating me. She's the one that has been beating me, Some men do say that, but because of shame, they don't openly discuss it. But when they come, you see them moving, you see marks, teeth marks, you see bruises all over, and the woman is okay, nothing on her. And then she was the one that reported. So at the end of the day, we end up trying to unite homes, but we don't believe in separation like that, except it's beyond us or beyond them. Because we don't force an unwilling partner on a willing one. Then the best interest of the children, we then consider it, taking care of the children, because a man that cannot provide for his family is worse than giving them. Make them understand that and believe that. Because everybody needs justice. The children need justice. The woman needs justice. Even children, the young girls, and most of the young girls that come to us, to complain. Sometimes they go to parties, and at the end of the day, their drinks are spiked. That's why I will advise our young girls. Any party you go to, please, when the drinks are already open, don't take it. Don't let anybody open your drinks for you. Don't, in fact, even if you feel that it's not open, when there's a way they open these drinks, it will look as if they didn't open it, they will poke it back. At the end of the day, they abuse these girls. Sometimes the girls will even know how many number of boys that slept with them. You cannot even recollect, because during that process, their senses are already like dead, so they can, they can be so sexually abused. But luckily, none of them are able to contact serious sexual transmitted diseases like HIV and all that. So the best bet is, be careful, as a young girl when you go to parties, and even as an adult. I want to remember a matter, they work in the civil service, both of them work in the same office. But because the man and the woman, they were very close, the woman is married, but the man, also a married man, but You know, there was, you know, the woman would end up telling the man her stories, everything. At the end of the day, one day she said, the man just said, okay, follow me home, let's just, you know, we're still talking. The man took advantage of her. They worked in that information ministry. They you know, took advantage of her. But the woman, because it was not willingly, she immediately confessed to her husband. I don't know if the husband was able to forgive her, although we tried our best to ensure that it was not her fault. Because the woman immediately reported that she had been sexually abused by her co-worker. But when the man was asking, why did you go to the man's house? As a married woman, she just felt he was a friend, you know, she was so close to him, she trusted him. So every one of us should be very careful, you know, whatever we are doing. And well, memorize this, our days, because like the Lord usually says, where my, you know, my own rights end, that's where your own begin. All of us have rights. We have rights. None of our rights can be taken away, except we allow it. That's why you have to learn to know your rights. That's why I was, when this person with disability law was on board, you know, I became a federal chairperson, and I worked in the House of Assembly. They said, I'm trying to get this law passed. Yes, I've been working how many years? 12 years. I said, oh, I work in the House of Assembly. Don't worry, this law you will get the results soon. You know, immediately I was part of them. I showed them how to go about it. And last year, July, the law was passed. It did not take them up to 1 month for the law to be passed, because I know that the persons with disabilities, their rights are also, you know, trampled on. Most men that, some of the cases, even men with disabilities, when they come to us, a guy was on wheelchair. The lady wanted to have a child, you know, tried, and you know, they have a child. The man decided to, you know, they married, she married him, they were married. After the child, the woman took the child and left. But we decided to help the man get back his child, because it is his child. The woman had discovered that, oh, it's not okay, it's not normal. Didn't you see it when you were marrying? You just wanted that child. So both of them now have access to that child, because that child is theirs. Even one that was kidnapped, the woman decided to sell the child to somebody and told the man that the baby died. But we later traced it, we mapped it to Enugu State. Now the woman sold the child for 150,000. Yes. You know, because the girl was not so normal. So she just said, I think maybe, but she was surprised with the way the man took it. The man was so adamant that my child is not there. Where did you bury the child? Where is this? But, you know, we were able to also get the child from Enugu State, where the child was taken to, she sold it to one couple like that. So all of us have rights. We have rights. I have my rights. Even though I'm a lawyer, I'm not saying because I'm a lawyer, I will use my rights in the wrong way. So we all have to learn how to, you know, assert our rights. You assert it, even in police stations. Because when police know that you know your right, you know, they are more skeptical about you. But most times, you know, when you go to the police, you just feel, oh, police will, people are more afraid of police than lawyers. You know, when they go to the police can just come up with so many offenses that are not, in fact, you don't even know where those offenses are coming from. They will just coin it, at the end of the day, say, okay, I'll just give you money, let me just, because I don't think I can stay, I don't want to stay in prison with most of these offenses that you have mentioned. Can go there. That's why sometimes when matters, like the case of sexual harassment last week, it was a lawyer like us that harassed the girl. If the process is a lawyer, you should just overlook it. He said no. He said, I'm one of you. You know, you're what? I said, being a lawyer does not mean you should, you know, abuse your rights. He so sexually abused this girl that he didn't know when this girl took a video of him naked. He felt it was just one of those things, but the girl refused to give him. And I was even, I was grateful to such a girl that though you might say, no, she didn't even feel it out. She kept to herself. She said, no, that's not the way to go. The relationship is not by force. And we have to let the AIG know that this man has been sexually harassing this girl. So many things like that, but please, all of us, learn how to assert our rights, stand on our rights, know the verb law, the laws that are there. Ask for it. Those days now, we have some copies of all these laws. Ask for these laws. There is a law constitution. You go through the fundamental human rights so that you can say, I know my right. I know my right. But when the police when you are arrested, you are supposed to be with a lawyer. You are supposed to ask for a lawyer. The way it is, where our laws are now, it's like those obtainable in the foreign countries. I need a lawyer to be by you, so that when they are telling you to write, but most times it's even the police that write what you do not know on the paper and then you sign. You don't even know what you have signed. Whether you have signed or that one, you don't know. Police can just say, you don't want to know, okay, I'll write. At the end of the day, you are saying that he was accused of raping, and that was not why they arrested you. He was accused of stealing, so many things they will just put up. And then you now start saying it. I did not say it to. That was not when you sign, your signature is there. So it's always good to somebody that will tell you what to do, what not to do. So that at the end of the day, it will be well with you, and when you come and you know that all is also well. Thank you so much. If there's something that you want to say.
Thank you so much, the Fuga President of the State. All right. Quickly on now, we are trying to solve an agenda one. Uniben, are you ready? All right, let's put us together for Uniben Social Works Department as they come forward to give us their role play. Please, I appreciate them. After this, we'll go on to the presentation for Jdpc. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anita Levy. I'm a student of the University of Benin, Social Work Department. We have a short grammar to present. We talked about drug abuse and the effects of hard substances. So thank you.
Thomas, you don't tell. How far? What's your date?
But new products in the market now.
Yeah. I'll say sharp. I'll say clear.
If me.
Yeah. I didn't know. Most motivation later. Clear.
My chest.
Brother B. That's money I give you. Go back, take
In conclusion, the effect of drug abuse to young people who persistently abuse substances often experience an array of problems, including academic difficulties, health-related problems, including mental health, poor peer relationship and involvement with the juvenile justice system. Also, they tend to have seizures, strokes, and mental confusion, brain damages, and lung disease.
Please let us know who you want to impress. Who you want to impress. You know, a lot of these things actually happen because you want to impress them. You don't want to look like a Jew. Things like that. There was a particular function I went somewhere, and the major drink there was all alcoholic. I wanted alcohol. But you know, they began to make things like, you're not even a man. This is not what makes a man a man. There are a lot of things that makes a man about alcohol, not one of them. Alright. So you don't allow peer pressure or the need to impress them, make you do the wrong thing. Because when the repercussion starts coming, they won't be there. They won't be there. Alright, so we are ready now for the presentation. We're just going to go through the slide to see what Jdpc has been busy about in the year 2023. Alright, please, Pastor Teresa, can you appreciate her? Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. The Chancellor and all present, please permit me to start with the protocol already established. I, Teresa Amabule, the legal officer and admin officer of CBN. I'll take us through some of our success story. They are going to be pictorial so that it will be very brief. So please, because of the length of the wire, I'll be by the side here while I present. So do well to follow me with the slide. Thank you. Justice, Development and Peace Center, also known as Jdpc Benin. Thank you. A lot of us have heard about Jdpc Benin. It is a faith-based, non-governmental organization of the Catholic Archdiocese of Benin City. It is an NGO, a non-governmental organization that falls under the Department of the Church's Social Ministry. The Commission for Effective and Efficient Planning, Implementation, Monitoring and Evaluation of its programs has various departments. And Jdpc Benin covers the 7 local government areas of Edo South Senatorial District. I know while Fida mentioned Jdpc Romi will be wondering, it covers Edo Central, while Jdpc Auchi covers Edo North. So for us in Benin, we cover the 7 LGAs of Edo South Senatorial District. Mr. Nomo, please. Then, part of our activities, just like I earlier mentioned, we have the human rights and prison programs, under which we also have the free legal aid services. Our services are free. We render pro bono services, pro bono meaning free of charge, to indigent inmates. We do not charge them. We visit inmates in prisons. We render counseling services to them. Fine, we might have some criminals amongst them, but one day they're going to be released and they're going to come back to the society. So we do well to visit them and talk to them so that when they join us, they are going to be of good behaviors. Please, Mr. Alu, just go back a bit. Okay, the picture first. Thank you. So this is one of our visits to the Ubeku Remand Center, where we have children. We decide to intensify our efforts in visiting the children remand home because we went for a program where our school children said they never knew children can also go to prisons. So we do well to visit them at the remand center. This was one of our visits to them at Ubeku. It's been in here. We had one of our visits. There's an inmate now that is 8, was tried alongside with his father for kidnapping. So he's pulling off there right now. We visit them, we talk to them. The next slide, please. Thank you. So this is also one of our pictures where we got victory this year for one of our clients who was charged for murder. But it was just a fight, an argument between him and his landlady, not a fight, just an argument. She slumped and died. So swung into action. We stood in for him in court, free of charge. And at the end, he was discharged. And acquitted, yes. So this is one of our visits also to Benin prisons, the one normally called the White House. The next slide, please. Thank you. So this is one of our pictures also, Oko prisons, when we went to bring out one of our clients that was released. So we're at Oko prison that evening to release him. We also carry out election observation programs. This is one of the pictures to show us also the training that was done for our election observers during the last election. So we had training, we usually train them. And this is my boss, Mr. Benedict. This is a picture he took in the field while he was walking. So, and we also have empowerment and development programs also. We do not just do election matters. This is one of our programs where we had trainings for people. Where we have trainings, this is wig making. We saw the one that had to do with catering. So we have a series of activities. We have the tailoring section. We have the hairdressing sections where we train youths in the society. Okay. So we have political and civic awareness enlightenment program. We go to schools to talk to them on different programs. Human rights, civic engagement, the need to become better citizens in future. We go to churches also to talk to our parents, to talk to our children. We do not restrict our enlightenment programs. Mr. Noble, please. Thank you. So this was also a training, an enlightenment program for some of our members. The next slide, please. Okay. This is also a church program. And this was our last year Human Rights Day celebration. It was a rally where we moved around the streets of Benin. We also have linkage and advocacy programs. Yes, this was one of our visits to EDSACS, the Anti-Human Trafficking Committee of Edo State, at the SAC Center, that's the Women's Center by Vegetable Market here. This is one of our advocacy visits to the present Commissioner of Police, where I represented Father Benedict. This was some of our team members during the visits. So this was also to the SAC Center. This was to the immediate past Commissioner of Police before the present one. All right. We also have a saving and microcredit scheme where we empower women in the society with mini loans. So if you know your community can key into this, you let us know. The fair lady with the face cap there, she will give you the proper directives on how to go about it. We empower women. These are some of our beneficiaries when they came to the office to assess this loan. Then on peace building programs, we visit communities to ensure that our societies are better places where we can live peacefully with each other. And this, the traditional rulers are not left behind. we ensure we work with them hand in hand to ensure a better society. Then community and health education programs. This was one of our programs, free medical outreach. We have free medical outreach programs we carry out in different communities. The malaria testing, the HIV testing. Then we also have drugs, we administer drugs. We do not move alone because we are not health personnel. So when we have these programs, we have trained nurses go around with us. Then on environmental protection programs, we, sometime late last year, we had a program that we had to visit women in order to save our ecosystem on the need to reduce the use of firewood by introducing the use of stone. So we have so many programs like that. We have also, one of our programs where we also encourage the planting of trees. This was done by our chief shepherd, the Archbishop of Benin City, where we planted trees. This was encouraged and it went around the various dignitaries of the Archdiocese. Then on anti-human trafficking programs, like I earlier mentioned, we visit schools, we work with ECTAT, the community committee on anti-human trafficking programs in Edo State. This was one of our programs in school. This was one of our visits to communities where we monitor our beneficiaries, returnees, on checking on them, on how well they've been going since their return and since they were empowered by the organization. Then on sexual and gender-based violence, which we're wrapping up 16 days of activism today. We have carried out several activities. This is a Reverend Musa's church. This is EQUA. They invited us for one of their programs where we had sea of heads of women on ground. They came from Edo and Delta, and they really promised to take back this news on the reasons why we should shun sexual and gender-based violence. So this is one of our training also that we had in August here with some of our Eniges, because we want our traditional rulers to really help us spread this news and say no to sexual and gender-based violence. And this was also the EQUA program. Okay, one of our programs in schools also. Then on livelihood supports, we also visit community. This was Ikoro community, the riverine area down at Pewa, where we visit some indigent women during the flood period of December, late December last year. We visited them, shared some food items with them to help cushion the effect of the flooding activity within that period. This was in one more community also. And on our partnership, we also work with Form 1, the Federation of Women Lawyers. I don't know why they are not here. They promised to be here with us today. So this is one of our sensitization programs. Yeah, this FIDA, we have always worked hand in hand with FIDA to help cushion this effect. This Form 1 also. Then getting them off the streets. So we also have a program we call Get Them Off the Streets, for street children. We have taken it upon ourselves, though we have issues with shelter for now, but we do well to visit them. I tell you, the first day I was told that we have children that sleep along the road here, in Airport Road. I denied it, I said it's a lie, we do not. So, but when we went to field, we saw them coming out. We actually have street children around that cannot afford a day meal. Not even a day, 1 square meal. So we have them around. So we're taking it upon ourselves, we visit them, we collaborate with the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Issues to see how well we can actually reach out to these children. So this was one of our visits with them. See, you cannot even identify father there. We just go and mix up with these children, mix up with them, interact with them on the causes of this issue of having them on the street. So we try our best in whatever way. If you can come up with any idea that you know will be helpful to help reach out these children, to help get them off the street, this Get Them Off the Street project, you can join us. We can collaborate and work on whatever platform we can to help these children. So we carry out our programs and intervention that help. All our programs and interventions are centered All our programs and interventions are centered on alleviating the suffering of the poor and vulnerable people, both Christians and non-Christian, and to help restore peace and conflict in communities. The center has its secretariat here, the next building to this hall, the name, and we also have branches in the 7 LGA. So this is a brief rundown of Jdpc Benin. We believe with your help, your support, your collaboration, will do better in 2024. Thank you all.
That's beautiful. Humanitarian work is priceless because there are a lot of gaps that we cover each day that are even underreported. And if we bring them on board, you find that they are doing so much. And we commend Jdpc for the good work they are doing on the streets, in communities, in correctional facilities like the prisons and other areas of human levels. Kudos to Reverend Father Benedict and his wonderful team. They are doing a good job. So we're expecting more next year, 2024, and we believe that we'll have more access to resources to push through to with many of your programs. All right. Moving on ahead now. Leading this charge, I think I'm going to call on Father Benedict to lead this charge because we're going to be entering item 12, donation to support the Jdpc work, and then we'll go over to the unveiling of the book, Things You Should Know About Sexual and Gender-Based Violence. And after that, we'll call it a day. Should we call it a day after that? I think I just keep something. We'll have lunch and we'll photograph. Then we'll call it a day. Alright, so please join me welcome Reverend Father Benedict. Thank you, sir.
Before I proceed, I will invite Mike, who is sitting here with us, representing the Archbishop also, who is a legal builder, and whose capacity we do all we do, because he is so passionate about humanity and all that we do in the street. Each time he just talks about the street children, what's happening to them. I just note it down and the next day I'm beside them on the streets trying to look for them. So Father Mike is here to represent, and Father Mike has been our great support for Jdpc. Father Mike, please give me a message on the Archbishop and also give a message to us.
Thank you so very much. Listening to one of the speakers when I came in, and from the conclusion aspect, I discovered that he touched a lot of things that people take for granted when it has to do with sexual abuse and gender violence. And among that, and even beyond that, he also talked about vulnerability. In Nigeria today, this is growing very strongly, and it's moving like wildfire in grazing almost every day. If you listen very attentively to her, chances are high that even some of us sitting down here, if we look critically, we will discover that some of us are already vulnerable in one way or the other at different stages. The person that can make you vulnerable today, somebody else can make that person vulnerable tomorrow, depending on where you are, the opportunities you have, the authority you have, and the privileges that are there. That is the reason why the church believes that they just cannot stop by putting effort every day to see how to help to solve these problems. What major problems we are having today in Nigeria has to do with this vulnerability. In more developed worlds, like in America and so, there are people who have come to realize that when they make so much money, even if they don't make so much in their business, they take a percentage and push it towards those who have offered themselves, given themselves to work for humanity, like the Justice, Development and Peace, and many other NGOs, so that they can help to see how to better the situation. And when they do that, they celebrate them. We are here to get to that stage in our country, Nigeria, when you have people who have money, billionaires, and they don't think about this at all. They prefer to spend their money in other perspective and live out this way. But the church is saying, if you want to wait for them, many of us will have been buried before they will wake up. Therefore, let us start something on our own. As we do something on our own, we challenge others to be able to come into it and see the best that can do to a better society. Many people who are involved in the NGO work that they do is usually they do it pro bono, and they go through a lot of sacrifices. Sometimes the pains are so traumatic even for them. But our prayer is always that the work they are doing for the good of humanity and for other people's children, that God himself will raise people that will do it for them and their own children. The Justice, Development and Peace Commission in this diocese has been the front burner, helping the church to grow in the different areas. Like the MC mentioned, what they just showcased, they appear to be like the tip of the iceberg. They have done so much and they continue to do so much. However, because those who are involved are very few, we just cannot do enough. If you listen very attentively also to the chair of FIDA, you also discover that they don't have time again for themselves. The work they are doing is also free. It's like trying to be in many places at the same time. They struggle first and foremost how to take care of their families. They're also struggling how to take care of other people without money. So this we are having today should be an invitation to all so that we can join this crusade on the best way and manner we can reach out. Many are going through a lot of trauma. Many are afraid of public disgrace. Many are afraid because they are ashamed. So they go into different kind of troubles and they keep quiet, and even some die even in silence. So what the Justice, Development and Peace is doing in the Archdiocese, and consequently this part of the state, like the legal practitioner working for justice development here in Benin, mentioned that in those states we have 3 areas. One under this Benin Archdiocese, which covers this senatorial district, another the second senatorial district, and the last one, the Donut senatorial district, so that there can be some presence of those you can run to any day, any time. And if you do not get free support elsewhere, the local ordinary, which is the Archbishop, tries as much as possible to put it in part of the budget so that they can as well support in such a way that if it is not sustainable on their own, it shouldn't die. It's just like you want to probably take care of people who have HIV. If you just take care of them for 2 years and you leave them, the question is, it does not have a cure, but it needs some continuous support. Therefore, if we are not able to put them through towards sustainability, then the whole problem will come back again. It's like going back to what? Square one. That is why we are grateful for activity like this. And he extends his thanks to the director. A tree in sick cannot make what? A forest. The Archbishop is in charge of the Archdiocese, but will not be able to run around everywhere. That is why it has collaborators within in different commissions and different areas. In the Archdiocese of the city, we have just about 26 commissions, and Jdpc is just one of them. So these different directors in these different areas, they are assisting to ensure the proper gospel is given out, so to bring the gospel should not end only inside the church. It should be in the church and also in the society. It's on this note as we congratulate Justice Development and Peace Commission in a very special way, the director and our Benedict Ombre for the great work that they are doing. And all those who are collaborating with him, we thank you so much for this great work that you are doing, and we pray that God who has given you this opportunity now to serve will give you all that you need and desire to be able to do it well, in order for you to claim heaven for yourself and to lead others to heaven. This is our message for you and our prayer for you through Christ our Lord. Amen. Then, dear friends, if you really want to know more about sexual and gender-based violence, a lot of information are loaded in this small book we want to upload here. You try and make sure you get a copy and take time to go through. You will be well educated on it. You will have a lot to gain from it. So I think this is very timely for us. We appreciate you all. By virtue of this privilege given to me to unveil this, I put this one off so that we make it public and available. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you so much.
We want to especially thank Father Mike for the unveiling. Please put your hands together for him. Before we proceed to the next day, the manual that is here before us, we will be distributed to everybody, is what things you should know about sexual and gender-based violence. In this booklet, you have the summary of all the acts of the VAP law for simplified for everyone to easily understand. So nobody should say tomorrow, they don't tell me, say, I don't know. It be like say it means. So when you are called by the police, for instance, you not tell the police, I am a traditional man. The VAP law does not recognize that one. You will go in for it. So this law is very, very essential for us. And we thank the Archbishop who graciously gave us his blessing to go on with the printing of this document. Please put your hands together for that. This document was funded graciously by Catholic Relief Service, CRS, and Catholic Caritas Foundation of Nigeria, CCFM. And they gave their blessings for this to be shared to everybody, and they are watching this event that is taking place. Please remember, if you get one, don't keep it in your pocket. Read. Gain the knowledge. Nobody tomorrow should say, then don't tell me. You are told, oh, you are told. God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Father Benedict. For clarification, Father, is the book free or is it for sale? Always free. All right. And please, you know that this book is a very great tool, not just for students, not just for adults, but also for students. So we're going to put it out to us now, but also we want to produce more copies of this to lead several campaigns. Am I speaking about Father Benedict? We want to release much of this to aid campaigns, reach out to more persons, and therefore we are going to be opening up a launch today for this particular project. All right, so I don't know if we should begin from the higher table, before we go to the higher table, so that you can make a commitment today of how we want to support this beautiful piece of work to go out to more persons, especially in vulnerable communities. Please, can you help us with this so that, can you see this account details on the screen? Please make it full screen so that without glasses we can easily access the account details.
I want to especially again thank His Grace most Reverend Augustine Obia who is never tired of making sure that the work that has to do with humanity is really faced. And each year, His Grace gives a kind support, great donation to help us facilitate our work. But like Father Mike said, one man, a tree cannot make a forest. And that's why it is very important for all of us to support. Now, the work of Jdpc is big. 1 million naira cannot cover it in 3 months. In 3 months, the money we spend for court cases alone is more than what we get for a year. And this is very, very evident in what we do and what has been shown to us. And for 2024, we know that we need to reckon on persons for support. That's why today we use it as an opportunity to call for support. Your 500 naira, your 1,000 naira, your 1,500 naira goes a long way to do great work for Jdpc. One of the major things that we just take this money tomorrow is visit to prison. Our clients in prison will tell you, I'm hungry. Nobody has to see me. And you will not leave them empty-handed. The Jdpc team will have to visit the police station to follow up with cases. And we burn a lot of transport to do this because now at the moment we don't have a mobile means of mobility. So we are now faced with jump buses. And I'm very happy most of the time when I jump buses because I want to follow up. When my car parked up like this, I just say, my car don't park up. And I run to and we rush. Because we need to get this work done. When it's time to visit the street children, each time you go there, you don't go empty-handed. You must go with something. Then when you go that woman will come with food, you stop the woman and tell everybody come and eat. They eat to their capacity before they leave the wheelbarrow. You don't tell them it's okay. The wheelbarrow woman will be begging you, please feed them well. They eat to their capacity and a lot goes into it. So please, your little support can go a long way. Those watching us online, thank you for following. Remember that your support so far has gone a long way to help us. We intend that you also give more of your support. You can also reach out to us through the numbers on the screen to get your support over to us. Follow the account number and surely it will be duly acknowledged. Once again, thank you very much. We invite and implore organizations and well-meaning individuals to also key into all that we do to support the work the Archbishop is doing in the Archdiocese of Benin City. Remember, our work is not only within Benin City. We go as far as Ogoni, we go as far as the Ovia area, down to the Fosu. There's one community I went to. I can't remember. When we got to one point, we stopped, parked the car, and we trekked on foot into the community. And the question John Ray asked us was, "Una no road company?" We said yes, because it was a GBP case. So una no road company? We said yes. And the old man, you see how happy and also sad he was that we suffered that much to come to his community. But then, the work must go on. This is the ministry of Jesus. He says to all of us, whatsoever you do to the least of my brother, you also do unto me. God bless you.
Thank you so much for that. All right. Thank God for that clarified. The book is free of charge. We're not launching this. Instead, we are committing to encourage Jdpc's work for. All right. I want to say right now that if you feel led to make a commitment right here, the mic is free. Just sit down. We'll get to you to. But if you want to remain anonymous, you will just send your transfer funds to the account. Is displayed on the screen. All right. So the book is going to go out now to every one of us. please ensure that you guard it because it was paid for by Catholic Relief Services, which is not free. It was produced with resources, scarce resources. So please, it should not be abused. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right. No problem. Thank you. Those of us already making commitment, thank you very much. Even if you choose to be anonymous, we say thank you. Looking at the higher table, do we want to also do anonymous, or should we bring the mic over? All right, thank you. So the mic is available here. Should I start from? Okay, the director, thank you. Director, sir.
Thank you very much. I can see the account details on the screen. So on behalf of myself, I'll commit some personally on this group. Thank you very much.
So I appreciate that.
Good afternoon. Before that, I don't want to slow down one of the staff. So I do something to that tomorrow. I normally don't want to make announcements about what one is going to do what cannot do. Before I leave here today, I will send something to that effect. Good afternoon. I don't know. The collection made during the masses in some parishes, is it directly or just for the parish without Jdpc? Yes, there's a season in the diocese where collections are made for charity. The Archbishop has several arms, different arms that goes into charity. Jdpc is one, like Father Mike mentioned, and different commissions, and Jdpc is one of it. So when the collections are taken, it's not sent directly to Jdpc. It's sent to the Archbishop, who now shares it among commissions that have his child with different disabilities that he is interested in.
Definitely send something to that account. I will send a receipt to the legal advisor.
So thank you so much. Because if you are in the Catholic Church, during Lent, you see they take more or less like collection to support Jdpc. Whatever they are going to realize is shared. They give a percentage to the national. They give a percentage to the province. And they give a percentage to the diocese. So it's broken down into this percentage because the national also needs support